Hey guys, it's your favorite Dinobot here, and let's be real, Ultraman vs. Godzilla should have happened years ago. I mean, come on now, let's be honest here. Just like Godzilla vs. Gamera, it should have happened by now, right? And Ultraman has been fighting kaiju for years, and apparently he's in the Marvel comics now, so yeah, definitely gonna have to look into those. That I've heard they're good, so yeah. But the question is, can Ultraman beat Godzilla? And what versions of Godzilla can he beat? How many can he beat before he falls here? Where does he scale when it comes to these various Godzillas? All these questions here are going to be answered today as we run through an entire Godzilla gauntlet. But first, I'd like to give a special thanks to Godzilla King of the Monsters, who basically inspired this video with, well, his Kong one right here, where it says Hunting Season. Be sure to go check him out. Now, first things first, what we're going to have to do here, oh, and by the way, enjoy the gameplay. What we're going to have to do here is scale Ultraman, the main one, by the way. Now, Ultraman himself here is very consistently, well, before I do that, let's actually talk about this here, and Ultraman, excuse me, is a very powerful energy manipulator. He can actually use this energy to create a specimen beam, which is able to basically blow off planets and shave dark matter off the sun. He creates force fields and even energy shards with him. He can also fly and use telekinesis. Now, to the scaling, right? Ultraman has a very consistent layer of universal or consistent set of feats that actually put him at universal or universal plus. Now, for the max tier, I have Ultraman. I do think he is a multiversal being. Now, the reason why I say that is because, as you guys can see here, we have beings like Judah. That's Juda, by the way, so whatever. That is consistently capable of destroying the universe. And believe it or not, this has actually been pretty consistent with a lot of Ultraman's higher level threats here. You have characters like Judah, that I said earlier, have been able to not only conquer universes themselves, but have been able to flat out destroy them. And even in the guidebooks and stuff like that, or, you know, well, actually, yeah, the guidebooks. Shoot, what am I talking about? Yes, the guidebooks here actually do explain that Judah does have universal levels of power, being able to conquer, destroy them, all that good stuff, right? So, yeah, Judah is very powerful. However, there are also beings like and I hope I'm saying this right, Zaton, who, believe it or not, in his weaker form, can wipe out a solar system with a simple blast, right? However, in his hyper form, it was confirmed that he had enough power to be able to conquer the universe. The universe itself is infinite in size, okay? However, there are also other dimensions within the Ultraman cosmology, even having realms that are pretty much transcendental in nature. Now, again, this does belong to the higher beings, okay? And I will look into that if the main Ultraman scales to that here, but again, that could possibly get him maybe to hyperversal, possibly even outer if you really want to just like, you know, wank it up there. However, he does scale to other Ultramen or above other evil Ultramen who have been able to tank a super dimensional bomb that was going to blow, that pretty much blew up his own super dimension here. And that was Ultraman Belial, by the way. And then he would consistently get stronger than that, and Ultraman would still be able to consistently beat him, which is why I think he would actually be in that multiversal margin, because the character Belial kept getting stronger and Ultraman kept getting stronger in order to beat him. However, for his lower end, you have Solar System from the Zaton feat I said earlier, and then from the sheer fact that he can create constellations somehow, which again would put him at the multi-solar system or solar system level plus, depending on how constellations work in certain franchises. But without further ado, let's talk about the Godzillas. Now, the first ones that are easily out are Shin, 1998, and -1. Now, Shin is around the city block or multi-city block because he is able to destroy skyscrapers. Same with -1 here, except I do think he is a little bit stronger. And then there's Godzilla 1998, who is town level. None of these guys have anything to really offer in order to beat Ultraman. He kind of just one-shots them and just kills them pretty easily. And then, you know, obviously Shin's nuclear reactor goes off and then big boom, just it doesn't even phase him. He's definitely going to feel bad about the environment. Next up, we have Godzilla 2000 and GMK Godzilla. Now, Godzilla 2000, I've definitely seen some continental stuff from, and it's definitely more believable than GMK's island busting feats. But then again, you never know. Maybe I gotta relook at those calculations again here. But again, at the end of the day here, they're not in the same tier. I definitely think they could easily catch him off guard, but not anything that'll harm Ultraman here. Now, let's move on to some actual heavy hitters. Final Wars and Monsters. Starting off with Final Wars. Final Wars is definitely more agile. And by the way, Ultraman should be faster than light as well. So I think that is pretty simple since he does fight these monsters in space and, voids and everything. So, yeah, it is what it is here. And I do think Final Wars does give him a hard time because of his agility and his quick fire atomic breath. So he's definitely pushing him around a bit here. But again, not too much to where Ultraman's gonna lose here. Next up, we have Monsterverse, and it's kind of the same thing, except his attacks are a lot slower than Final Wars, unfortunately. Meaning that Ultraman can actually get around him, beat him down, and suplex him pretty easily. So, as of right now, with both Final Wars and Monster vs. Godzilla both scaling from star level to, whatchamacallit, ooh, excuse me, Dwarf Star level, respectively. Accidentally hit my bowl here. It seems like Ultraman is actually clearing this gauntlet pretty easily. Yeah, I think it's time we went to some more heavier hitter Godzillas, or more heavy hitting Godzillas here. I think it's time, though, because Ultraman seems like he's just having way too much of an easier time dealing with these Godzillas here, But again, remember, he still has all this versatility he could use to kind of just one-shot them. I mean, dudes even erased dark matter off the surface of the sun and burnt the sun. Yeah, dude should be pretty broken against these kind of Godzillas. But let's see if another Godzilla could do it, right? So, with, starting off, we're going to do Showa, all right? Showa actually, believe it or not, should be able to give him a pretty good fight. And possibly even stalemate him, depending on where you really want to go here. Now again, Showa downscaling from Heisei would probably be multiversal in my opinion. I think it's pretty consistent. And the sheer fact that if we use the more keeping Ultraman keeping Ultraman at those universal levels instead of using the multiversal scale I provided, then yeah, he pretty much would tie Showa, who has, universal or universal plus level feats. And again, if you don't really want to go with the whole Belial getting stronger consistently throughout the series, then again, yeah, you could easily lowball Ultraman to universal plus quite casually. But if you go with the multiversal scaling and also factor in that Showa is also a martial artist with the actor or the man in the suit actually utilizing his martial arts to actually fight some of these other actors in monster forms here. And then him also being trained by Zone Fighter, who basically is the Ultraman of his verse in a way, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I don't really see how this fight would go any other way, except Ultraman would have to use all that versatility. His telekinesis, his barrier creation. He would definitely just have to overwhelm Showa with all that versatility and stuff here. And definitely have to find a way to get past his healing factor. But other than that, yeah, he's definitely stopping at Earth and Ultima here. Now, the reason why I say that is because I know I've heard people people say that they've debunked Ultima to like island level. I'm not sure how, because again, he needs to be beaten by someone using the archetype against him, and they had to transcend space and time, which I guess in that case would make Ultima's avatar universal. But then in the novelization, apparently he's destroyed multiple universes as well. But then again, that might be his true form destroying them. And he's supposed to destroy the past, present, and future of that universe. So, depending on where you scale it, Ultima can either be multiversal or universal plus in the same way. And then you obviously know how I feel about Godzilla Earth, easily complex multiversal, right? That's massively above Ultraman's multiversal scaling. So that should be no problem. But if we go into Heisei, ah, yeah, it's not even about that no more. It's over. Heisei has more consistent into those hyperversal scales with characters like Space Godzilla being able to bend supergravity, which is around 12D. And then you also have Heisei Godzilla being able to fight against his pantheon, or at least his gods, excuse me, Yamato no Orochi and Utsuno Iko Zagami, beings that are able to cut time in half and being able to bend hyperspace in order to be able to affect fourth dimensional or higher dimensional realms. And even in their own regular mythology, eating celestial beings, which you could possibly get to hyperversal as well. And again, keep in mind, Heisei Godzilla by the end of the series, or in his burning stage, would have surpassed this by leaps and bounds. Bro was getting stronger and stronger as he died. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Ultraman actually does pretty well here, in my opinion. He beats a good majority of Godzilla's. However, until I actually look further into that transcendent dimensional feat or whatever for the much higher tiers of the verse here, I'm not really sure if that would give him outerversal or hyperversal, as I've definitely seen on some versus battle wiki threads and stuff like that there. But yeah, I think that pretty much concludes it here. I will be doing more research into that, so I promise you guys on that. But the final results here are just that he either ties with Heisei or overwhelms him. He could potentially beat the Ultima Avatar, depending on how you really want to scale it. He stops at Earth, and it's a hard stop at, whatchamacallit, Godzilla Earth. Okay, so that's going to be all today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe, and share it with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace.